Hi everyone, good morning, and welcome to Aligning to Love Consciousness. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope the weekend was good. Um, if you're here, you can drop me a hi so I know you're here. Okay, so another day, another message from love. Let's see what the consciousness of love has to say to us today, if there is a message. Reminder to be a neutral observer to all the inconsistencies in your inner environment. Look within and recognize what you have been ignoring so far. Occasionally, you may have a need or a wish to close your eyes to certain unacceptable aspects of your own personality. Not all that is happening in your inner space may be acceptable and appealing to you. However, closing your eyes will not take care of the situation. You are reminded to open your eyes, look within, and observe all the inconsistencies within you. And be a detached observer to all that is happening in your inner space so that eventually all inconsistencies could be recognized and addressed in an appropriate manner. Your relationships often bring out unhealed, unacceptable, and unresolved parts of your personality. There is a natural tendency to avoid people in your relationship in order to save yourself from the unpleasantness of facing those aspects of your personality, which often gets triggered. If you avoid a certain individual or a group of individuals, you may perhaps attract similar kinds of people who keep reminding you to address and embrace a part of your personality that you have been avoiding to notice so far. The earlier you address, the better it is for your relationship. Whenever there is light, there is darkness as well. It is high time you embrace both instead of avoiding love and avoiding relationships. Let relationships be your benchmark to understand and heal the inconsistencies within with the neutral, compassionate, and detached approach. Interesting. So, I think by now all of us do understand that our relationships, money, our body, they are simply reflecting what is happening within our space, right? So if we have a need or if we believe that we are insecure, then people around us make us feel insecure. If we feel we are, say, careless or frivolous, then our relationships and through those relationships, we again feel careless and frivolous somewhere because there is a guilt of us being like that. And over time, what happens is we start equating love to be equal to that, right? Like we start equating that, okay, whenever I'm in love or whenever I feel love, the other person will make me feel insecure or will make me feel that I'm less than, or that make me feel that I'm frivolous, and all those things. And that association gets stronger and stronger. And while that is true, that all these aspects are here in our life so that they can help us or help us reflect who we are, and that's a mechanism of completion. We use money, body, and relationships as completion mechanisms. What is also very important to understand is that these things will only trigger you if you yourself are not in acceptance of these aspects of your personality. If you are not okay with it, if they trigger you, if they bother you, if you have been shoving them under the carpet, if you have been suppressing them, if you've been guilty about them, if you have been judging them, then that is when, in a relationship or in love, that triggers you, because you have not been able to be neutral to them. You have not been able to recognize them and be like, okay, this exists. Um, it may not be the best quality, all right, I admit to that as well. But do I have to be in non acceptance? Do I have to shove it away? Do I have to be critical about it? Do I have to keep feeling guilty about it? Because Do we really think that any of these, what I just stated, is going to help me move past it? Is going to help me transcend that experience? No, right? Because we all do realize that till we keep feeling guilty, till we keep beating ourselves about it, it becomes like a fight. It becomes like a loop which is never ending. So even if there is a personality trait in you, like, a lot of people turn around to me and say, "How can you say, accept or be neutral to your anger? Because anger is bad. We have to do away with it." While I don't completely disagree, um, if you keep fighting with your anger, if you keep suppressing it, if you keep critiquing yourself for the anger, it's just going to come back with that much vengeance because you are giving it that much importance. But when we recognize that, okay, this does make us angry, we tend to get perturbed when so and so happens. There is an awareness that seeps in because you are in your inner space. You are still now, and when that awareness happens, you are able to complete that anger quota or that syllabus that you have and move into a different space. It could be a different form of anger. It could be maybe grief. It could be sulking. I'm not saying the anger will completely disappear, but you will transcend from that experience at least. But that won't happen till we are okay first to neutrally observe and be okay with those inner consistencies in our space. And the more we are not okay with the inner consistencies in our space, through love, through relationships, through money, through our body, we keep getting mirrored. And these same inconsistencies keep showing up in our life and they trigger us more and more. Yeah. So let's try and neutrally observe these inconsistencies. If there are certain aspects of your personality that are coming into your space, I'm talking right now, like in the sense, yeah, I feel this is my inconsistency, this bothers me. Keep a note of it. We'll bring those up and we will address that. Okay? All right. So let's close our eyes. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in neutrality. Breathe in love. And breathe out judgments, regrets, guilts. Breathe in ease and breathe out the pressure to be a certain way. And then return to normal breathing. And in this space, connect to your higher consciousness. Connect to the consciousness of love. Connect to radical consciousness. And request upon masters, guides, angels to help us, assist us, guide us. And in this space, take a moment to bring up that aspect of your personality that you don't like, that inconsistency in you that you are not okay with, you have not been able to accept, recognize, embrace. And let's address that. I solve my inner inconsistencies. I dissolve my inner inconsistencies. I resolve my inner inconsistencies. I co solve my inner inconsistencies. I supersolve my inner inconsistencies. I awaken neutrality to my inner inconsistencies. I awaken the neutral me. I solve my inner inconsistencies. I dissolve my inner inconsistencies. I resolve my inner inconsistencies. I co solve my inner inconsistencies. I supersolve my inner inconsistencies. I awaken neutrality to my inner inconsistencies. I awaken the neutral me. I solve my shadow self. I dissolve my shadow self. I resolve my shadow self. I co solve my shadow self. I supersolve my shadow self. I awaken the whole and complete self. I awaken the whole and complete me. I solve my shadow self. I dissolve my shadow self. I resolve my shadow self. I co solve my shadow self. I supersolve my shadow self. I awaken the whole and complete self. I awaken the whole and complete me. I solve my judgments of self. I dissolve my judgments of self. I resolve my judgments of self. I co solve my judgments of self. I supersolve my judgments of self. I awaken neutral observation of the self. I awaken the neutral observer in me. I solve my judgments of self. I dissolve my judgments of self. I resolve my judgments of self. I co solve my judgments of self. I supersolve my judgments of self. I awaken neutral observation. I awaken the neutral observer in me. I solve my need to escape love. I dissolve my need to escape love. I resolve my need to escape love. I co solve my need to escape love. I supersolve my need to escape love. I awaken my openness to receiving love. I awaken the receiver in me. I solve my need to escape love. I dissolve my need to escape love. I resolve my need to escape love. I co solve my need to escape love. I supersolve my need to escape love. I awaken being open to receive love. I awaken the receiver in me. I solve my association of rejecting myself with love. I dissolve my association of love with rejecting myself. I resolve my association of love with rejecting myself. I co solve my association of love with rejecting myself. I supersolve my association of love with rejecting myself. I awaken the truth. I awaken my highest truth. I solve my association of love with rejecting myself. I dissolve my association of love with rejecting myself. I resolve my association of love with rejecting myself. I co solve my association of love with rejecting myself. I supersolve my association of love with rejecting myself. I awaken the truth. I awaken my highest truth. I solve love. I dissolve love. I resolve love. I co solve love. I supersolve love. I awaken love. I awaken love through me and with me. I solve myself. I dissolve myself. I resolve myself. I co solve myself. I supersolve myself. I awaken myself. I awaken the awakened me. I solve myself. I dissolve myself. I resolve myself. I co solve myself. I supersolve myself. I awaken myself. I awaken the awakened me. And let's reprogram love in our life now. I peacefully progress with being fine with the self. I peacefully progress with being fine with myself. I peacefully progress with being fine with myself. Deep breath in and out, slowly coming back to the here and now. I hope we're all doing okay. Yes, like I always say, if there is anything specific you would like me to talk about, address in these sessions, or otherwise, please feel free to drop me a comment, a message, and we will take it from there. Otherwise, I anyway see you tomorrow, same time, 8:45 a.m. Yeah. Okay, have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you.